welcome to the first episode of Nerds Amalgamated for 2019. I'm the Professor, and I'm currently 90% of the way to dying. And with me today is the DJ.
Heyo.
He is not dying. And Bucky.
Hello.
Also not dying.
Not currently, no. And I'm not a mumble rapper Teletubby. Not like the DJ who keeps talking funny noises.
Oh man, it's 2019 and you guys are going at it again.
We never stop.
But you're doing the same thing. Like you expect us to do something different when you just keep making weird noises. You're not R2-D2 or BB-8 or anything like that.
I love the new year already.
You're welcome.
We hope the rest of you enjoyed your holidays, and they are getting ready to enjoy 2019 too. Unfortunately, you won't have us to pick on you, but I'm sure we can arrange that if you'd really like it.
Yeah, drop us a line. We're happy to tease you, make fun of you, keep it real.
Anyway, our first topic tonight is from Bucky. Bucky's here to tell us about the New Horizons space program.
Well, just more the latest flyby. NASA's had the New Horizon telescope mounted on a satellite that's gone out through outer space, doing some flybys since 2006, I think.
Yeah, it's been up there for a long time.
Scary thing is actually been out in outer space longer than our prime ministers. Well, any of our prime ministers for the last few years have been in office. It's recently done a flyby of MU-69, the so-called snowman of outer space there, and there's some amazingly cool pictures that have come back. So, yeah, I'm actually looking at some pictures at the moment, and I'm thinking it would be a great place to go and live.
Like the Little Prince.
Sorry, what was that?
Like the Little Prince.
Pretty much. MU-69 is a 35-kilometer wide object, approximately about 6.6 billion kilometers away. So, but unfortunately, it's not far enough away in the Kuiper Belt that we would probably still have the tax department to collect property tax or something. But
and you'd probably still hear the DJ out there.
Pay your taxes, Buck. Pay your taxes.
But remember, what they said, in space, no one can hear you.
I'm looking at a color photo of MU-69.
Yep.
And there's a tiny little speck in the background. I bet it's aliens. Penguins flying a spaceship.
See, that's what I was worried about, is the penguins will already be there. I don't want to upset the penguins. So, yeah, like I'm looking at one of the pictures at the moment, and I'm not sure whether that's an artist rendering or something.
If it's the one at the top of the article in the show notes, it is a rendering.
No, there was another one I've been Googling bits and pieces for it.
And I've just thrown a link to the color image I'm talking about in the show notes with the little speck off to the left-hand side.
Yeah, there's another one out there on Space News, which I'll give you guys the link to, and it's got a picture there where there's I'm guessing it's supposed to be the New Horizon telescope. I was actually getting hopeful that maybe the pyramid spaceship was the penguins coming to reclaim Earth. And
I like its nickname as well, Ultima Thule.
Yes, it's an old expression for the northernmost inhabited land in the world.
Which is the reason why I'm thinking it'd be a great place to move to. 6.6
They call it Iceland these days.
Actually, it would be in Iceland because they think it's a collection of ice particles, so forth. So, yeah.
Oh, the descriptions! The descriptions was hilarious. One says, "I call it the solar system's attic." And some of the belt's objects include Pluto and likely formed closer to the sun, and were flung outwards by gyrations of the giant planets.
What's amazing though is they reckon this Ultima has basically no impacts on it, so it's basically a pristine piece of rock from the beginning of the solar system.
Ooh.
Okay.
This will make carbon dating a whole lot fun.
No, it won't. Carbon dating only works on things that were alive.
Ah, nuts.
And it's not even that reliable once you get past a couple of dozen thousand years.
And then you've also got to look at the fact that it hasn't had the same protection from UV radiation, so forth, so carbon dating breakdown process. So even if they did find a tree buried in amongst it, there's still going to be issues where they can't carbon date due to just variations in atmospheric conditions.
Yeah, different ratios of the original isotopes.
So how far away is from Earth to this
6 points. What does it say before? Billion?
6.6 billion kilometers away.
Yeah, it's about 44 astronomical units, if I remember correctly, which is the distance from the Earth to the Sun.
It's far enough away you won't get door-to-door salesmen turning up. Trying to sell you Foxtel or anything.
I got some of them today.
Oh, you didn't buy it, did you?
No, it was the breast cancer people. Couple of British guys, probably backpackers.
Looking for you to become a sponsor.
Yeah, but they don't accept people who are under 25, which was always weird to me because they like sitting outside uni.
Oh, I've never had the hassle. Maybe I just look too grumpy. Got to be something good for that. There you go. But yeah, no, looking at some of the information they've gotten, and some of the pictures that have been taken, because the thing is, they were flying, what was it, 35,000 kilometers?
3,500 kilometers from the surface.
3,500 kilometers. So that's, what's the distance from the Earth to the Moon again? Sorry.
A bit more than that, because it's about 3,000 kilometers across Australia.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, they're basically flying close enough that they'd be flying between
Earth and
the Moon.
That happens every so often with asteroids.
Oh.
And it's always like, well, we got lucky that time. Next time we're getting screwed.
Okay, guys, the distance from the Earth to the Moon,
384,400 kilometers.
Yep, that's the one.
And the radius of the Moon is 1,737 kilometers. So I just had to make sure I remembered that.
And the Deep Space Network that they use to communicate with New Horizons is currently receiving data from it at about 800 bytes a second.
Which is still faster on the downloads from the DJ on NPN.
Yay, Australia.
So, a lot of people making a lot of noise about a lot of the stuff going on in outer space. The Chinese trying to land something on the far side of the Moon, and then the flyby by the New Horizons on the Snowman.
Although interesting enough, January is always the month where a lot of space stuff happens. I've noticed.
Is it?
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Space stuff happening all the time. It's just there's less other noise blocking it off that people notice it.
Give me a sec. Like in the month of January, if I could, for this week alone. So we had 1999, the Mars Pole Lander is launched by NASA on January the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else is there? Then on
where was that launched from?
Cape Canaveral.
Okay. Now to follow this train of thought further through, that's in the northern hemisphere, yes?
Yeah.
And at the current time, it's winter.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it wouldn't launch at that place anyway.
No, it would. It's just the launch conditions are more suitable at certain times of the year. You've got specific windows throughout the year due to weather conditions and so forth, and it's generally more favourable in the northern hemisphere in January because it's the depth of winter. So you got clearer skies, so forth.
And you also need to wait for the planets to all be in alignment.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's more there's less humidity and so forth, so there's less resistance as a spaceship. Like they can launch through it, but it's just if you want something to go further, you want to do it when there's less at launch.
I feel like it would
it's not that much of an issue, but
positioning of the planets would be a bigger influence on that.
The positioning of the planets, but it's also the I remember hearing back with going back. It's probably not as much of an issue anymore now, but back with the early launches, that used to be like every little thing that they could get to make it more successful. And it was also just after Christmas, so it made everyone happy.
And not to mention, not only the launches were launches were significant on January, there were also a couple of significant space events also happened in January, like the Sputnik 1 falling to Earth from orbit, and Luna 1 as well.
Stop spoiling the shout-outs.
But yeah, as I was saying, like it's pretty interesting how most of the space stuff always comes in January. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah. But you reckon this will be Elon Musk's new challenge? Try and get to that asteroid first?
No, he wants to be king of Mars.
No, still got to colonize Mars first, and then what's the moon revolving around Jupiter that he wants closest for Earth conditions?
Is it Io?
Can't remember. But it's one of the moons that's going around Jupiter.
Yeah, Io is one of the common culprits for the exploration mission.
Yeah.
There is also Europa as well.
Yeah, actually, I think I might be thinking of Europa.
Actually, Europa or Ganymede or Io.
There's 79 of them, so if we just list them all, we'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
No, it's just those three. The gravitational effects are expected to be closest to the Earth and more habitable. Although Io has got a very interesting yellow tinge, so I'm not sure what the atmospheric conditions are going to be like.
And Europa is made out of ice, so the penguins will be right at home there.
Yes.
So if Disney was to go ahead with a Happy Feet sequel, Happy Feet 3 in space.
Isn't there already a Happy Feet 3?
Oh, is it Happy Feet 2?
Did it ever come out, or were they just talking about making it?
I can't remember.
Number 1, where he goes traveling to meet the humans and global pollution and all that. And the second one where they get trapped in a valley. But I don't think I've ever seen a third one.
No, Happy Feet 3 is an upcoming Australian-American 3D computer-animated family musical directed, produced, and co-written by George Miller.
So it's a possible sequel.
It is on the books.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, nowhere near as bloody and gory as Mad Max.
Yeah. Don't talk about Mad Max. The Americans rude Mad Max. The original Mad Max movies up until Tina Turner. Then it got...
We don't need another hero.
Let it go.
Hey, Fury Road was good though.
It was good, but it wasn't Mad Max. They should have called it just something else. They took the name Mad Max because it's got such a cult following, and yeah, it wasn't Mad Max.
Fair enough. Anyway, speaking of moons that we want to visit, Phobos does not sound like a good one to visit because of demons. And speaking of demons, the DJ has our next topic: Stranger Things.
Oh, so.
Oh, is this his life? Has he written an autobiography?
Oh wow! My creation story is now turned into, instead of being manufactured by humans, it's created by demons. That's a great story.
Oh, that's worse. Does make a lot of sense though.
I was just going to say it makes more sense.
Anyway, so some interesting things have come out recently with the show Stranger Things, such as a new poster and the premiere date for season 3, which is
the what date?
Premiere date.
You want to spell that for me?
Premiere. Premiere.
Premiere, you mean?
Yeah.
It's not premiere.
You're completely missing an entire vowel. Put it back.
You're not. What's his name? The guy who took Pluto. Was it Pluto or Uranus? Who took away as a planet?
NASA.
Pluto.
Yeah, that's.
No, you're not Webster either, who wrote the American English Dictionary and dropped all the U's.
Anyways, while we're trying to deal with the language situation, so the first episode comes out in July 4th.
Is that the reason why they got all the fireworks in their poster?
Yeah, that's one heck of a good poster, though.
I hope they blow up the Demogorgon with fireworks.
And I have to say, I'm a little bit concerned though, because the guy, I haven't actually watched Stranger Things yet. It's on my list of things to watch. But the guy in the yellow shirt, that's got to be the most epic wedgie. Is that just on his own, or did someone go up and reef him?
I think someone took. I think someone gave him a wedgie and stole his lunch money at the same time.
Oh, that's an atomic wedgie. Like that's.
Oh wow!
Like yeah, like I looked at the picture and I was admiring the fireworks, and I was looking at the rest of the stuff, and it was just like that's got to be uncomfortable.
Do you spend a lot of time looking at the backsides of 12-year-olds?
No, I was scrolling down just through the article and I saw that, and it was just, that just is uncomfortable.
Wow, that's one heck of a conclusion the professor just come up with. Oh,
I think that's the first time I've ever mentioned about the backside of a 12-year-old. Are you projecting your erotic fantasies onto me?
Anyway, it was the 80s, so they probably have. It's probably part of the awful fashion.
I lived in the 80s, and nobody likes having.
Right? But look at the girl on the left. Look how high her waist is.
Yeah, but that was normal.
Yeah.
Like, only people in the 80s who liked wedgies were the aerobics women who wore leotards with G-string and looked weird.
You mean like Olivia Newton-John with her "Let's Get Physical" song?
Well, she wore a leotard. She didn't have the G-string leotard. That was late 80s and 90s that started coming, and it was just all kinds of.
Anyway, so a new teaser trailer also came out for the upcoming season, and it features ominous tidings such as where blue and yellow meet in the west, and they've also released the episode titles as well, which is interesting. Like, you wouldn't see a trailer just releasing all these episodes.
Trailer? I don't see the teaser trailer. I haven't seen it. I want to see it.
There's a link in the article underneath the poster. It says there's also a new teaser trailer for the upcoming season, featuring the ominous tidings and blue and yellow meet in the west. There's a hyperlink. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Now?
It's so 80s. Did they skip a whole year between the first and second seasons?
I think so. And they're saying that this is it's now set in 1985. So
yeah.
But man, what strikes me interesting about this new season is how the budget. I mean, Netflix has canceled a whole load of shows just to make Stranger Things survive. In my opinion.
Or did they cancel the crap ones that weren't paying for themselves?
Well, like, what shows were they canceling? They were canceling Daredevil, which was a pretty high.
The crap ones.
That's because
the shitty Marvel shows.
It's not shitty Marvel shows. Daredevil was good.
But you got to remember though, they're owned by Marvel's now owned by Disney, and Disney is connected with Hulu. Yeah. They're probably going to end up buying out, or they're going to start up their own streaming channel. Remember, we said that last week. Yeah, we said. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That was kind of at the end. Was it Marvel's Runaways is on Hulu?
So, yeah.
So either all of the Marvel content is going to move over to Hulu, which has also got a lot of Disney stuff, because Disney decide they don't like Netflix.
Yeah, but people were really upset when Daredevil got cancelled because it was just a good series and it was going very well. Like, it got like a lot of it was critically acclaimed and whatnot. So good
shows don't get cancelled, except Firefly, and that wasn't because it was bad.
Yeah, that was because idiots in charge. But as I said, it's because there's the race
Disney
between the companies that are owning different things.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, though.
Yeah.
I just scrolled down the bottom of the article. The Rock is doing a game show. This guy, he's going into everything he can find, and he's now doing a game show.
Well, look on the bright side. Look on the bright side.
So many filthy remakes, so he's ruining so many different movies, such as Jumanji and all that. And now he's doing a game show.
Yeah, but look on the bright side. It's not as bad as Will Smith with the Aladdin.
Oh, yeah. That's just something we don't want to see. That is just so.
So yeah, Stranger Things season 3 of Stranger Things will be 8 episodes long, and the episode titles have been revealed to offer clues. New cast members will be added as well.
This is interesting. They say that season 3 is going to be the final summer of their childhood. But the Duffer Brothers, who made the show, have always said there was going to be 5 seasons. So does that mean it's going to get really dark soon, or is it does it mean they're being cancelled, or does it just mean they're going to skip the 20?
They're going to be adolescents now. They moved out of their teenage years, up their childhood into adolescence. So they're going to be 18 and 19.
That is a point they make in the article. David Harbour says that says that he thinks that his character isn't going to handle watching Eleven become a woman in front of his eyes. That's right, puberty's the only thing that can scare a demon hunting badass.
Yep. But hey, America's catching up. Australia had a book with some movies in that called Puberty Blues. Stranger Things is now about to do a remake.
Oh, wasn't there a TV series? Yeah, there was a TV series as well. Oh man.
Yep, and it was brought to you by Australia, and now America's catching up. As we said last week, America's not coming up with their own ideas anymore. They're importing.
Oh, that's just
They'll have
wow.
more personal drama while the world's at stake than the Doctor Who Years special.
Well, there is always that assumption that personal drama breeds character development.
Yeah, that's the line they say about epic failures or melodramas such as Neighbours, Home and Away, Young Doctors.
There's also more
Days
important
about Drearies.
When you've got bloody demons tearing down your school to eat people, there's slightly more important things there than going on a date with your girlfriend.
I don't know. Like, seriously? When I was a teenager, probably wouldn't have minded my school being torn down.
Yeah, fair enough.
And going on a date. Like, I'm pretty sure you would have been, like, there were areas of the school you would have protected. But I'm pretty sure, like, the PE department and stuff like that, you probably wouldn't have batted an eyelid at it being infected and devoured.
Actually, I've got a mate who has a book that's being published soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about what it is yet, but one of the plot points is that it's set in the place where he grew up. One of the plot points is that his old high school gets destroyed.
Yeah, so it's one of the most common plot written in books and so forth by nerds is the school gets destroyed.
Oh, it's very common in stuff like anime and whatnot. So it's one heck of a trope, but disastrous at times.
Speaking about just different shows and that,
and disasters. How's your dating going, DJ?
Young Justice Outsiders about to kick off again.
Bloody DC hippies.
They don't change the identity. Their characters every 6.
You mean the Outsiders TV show?
Yeah, that's about to kick off again.
Oh, it sounds terrible.
No, it doesn't. How many times has Marvel killed off Spider-Man and brought him back to?
Let's see now. Once.
No.
Yeah, what?
Like, we're not talking about any. Like, there's been how many different forms of Spider-Man in the movies? We discussed this the other week. We're up to like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we've had like 5 Spider-Men in the last 10 years or whatever.
So, yeah. How many Supermen have we had?
Oh, too many.
No,
too many.
No. In the last 10 years, there's only been one.
Oh, you're talking about actors not playing a Superman, right? Yeah, we only had one.
No shit.
Not too many Superman movies. Yeah.
There's no Into the Superverse movie. We're talking about the actor. We're not talking about how there's 100 different actual Supermen. Are you paying any attention to what we're saying?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm paying attention to.
And don't say there's too many Superman or Batman movies. Wrong. Yeah, filthy hippie.
Batman vs Superman is a thing. There's too many Batman and Superman movies.
Well, that the Batman vs Superman movie was a bit of a stinker. It's still better than most of the Marvel. I liked it.
But to your Spider-Man question, yes, there are, if we're talking about the Prime universe, yeah, Peter Parker's only died once.
That's the thing. The Prime Earth, they keep expanding the idea, and they didn't even come up with the multiverse idea on their own. They had to copy that. DC.
Yeah, what is it? DC's got the Prime Earth, and Marvel's got Earth 616. Well, no one's understand what's with the numbering for each universes.
They had to prove that they can count.
What sounded good.
Marvel had to prove they could count beyond 3.
Take notes, Gabe Newell.
But so you guys are going to be you guys are hyped for season 3?
Nah,
haven't seen season 1 yet, but it's looking promising. I gotta have more than one or 2 seasons to watch, otherwise over 2.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it keeps getting more seasons. Season 3, season 4, season 5. Hopefully.
You think? Or do you think they're gonna go season 3, season 5, and then season 4?
Well, it might do. They might go like what Lost did. What they did. What happened with Lost?
I hope not. That was the most ridiculous show ever.
Imagine if the series finale of Stranger Things becomes the series finale of Lost. It's like everybody's dead.
Okay, and on that cheerful note,
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
How, Dave? Are you just?
Wrong universe. Wrong universe.
No, but had to inject some intelligence.
But Holly has the IQ of over 6,000 gym teachers with an IQ of 1. I screwed that up horribly.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's an IQ of 6,000, which is the same as 6,000 gym teachers. I keep trying. I'll get it right sooner or later. Infinite Monkeys. Anyway, speaking of...
What's that?
What was the line from Hal when he's being shut down?
Goodbye, Dave.
No, before.
Like, the shutdown scene's quite long, so he says a lot of things.
Yeah, but there's the epic line where he's deactivating it.
You mean Dave?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
No, that's the open the pod bay doors, isn't it?
Actually, I think it might be.
It's basically I know I've made some very poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission, and I want to help you. Dave, stop, will you? Stop, Dave. Will you stop, Dave? Stop.
We don't need
Dave.
A full recap.
Yeah, we're now saying that to you. Will you stop, DJ? Will you stop?
I love that scene though.
It's one of the more epic scenes.
That's the professor's greatest dream.
So unplug you.
I know, maybe not unplug me, but unplug someone special. But I not me.
Why would you kill someone special?
My greatest dream would be to actually have Hal and have a spaceship like that. Like that would be all.
Yeah. Politicians suck. Just get in your spaceship and get the F out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we got distracted from my segue, I'm going to try it again. Speaking of infinite monkeys and copying things, our third topic for the night is about game developers copying tattoos.
Ooh.
There's some debate going on at the moment because it turns out athletes who have tattoos visible in invisible locations don't own the rights to those tattoos. So game developers who create a sports game with that character are committing copyright theft by copying the tattoo.
Hang on, did you say they don't have?
Yeah, so if I went and got a tattoo, I don't own the rights to that tattoo. It belongs to the
artist
argument
himself.
is that it belongs to the tattoo artist.
Yeah, unless they design their own tattoo themselves.
Yeah,
but then again, though, it would not be like the superstar themselves playing as. It would just remove the illusion of playing as the superstar.
No, just put big censored bits on all the parts that have the tattoo.
Which could actually end up with a no. We can't do that because you got to remember there's people out there that are dumb enough to swallow Tide Pods, all that sort of stuff. So they'll start getting tattoos saying censored because they think that's cool.
Oh, that would be hilarious just to watch, just to see get players with censored tattoos.
But could you imagine you'd be walking down the street and there'd be some pipsqueak mumble rapper wannabe trying to look like a ghetto Smurf with censored tattooed on his and on his face.
If it would be like blocking someone in that Black Mirror episode, White Christmas. You guys seen that one?
Possibly.
Don't think I have. No.
Basically, you can choose to block someone, and an implant in your head pixelates their face and muffles their voice, so that you basically don't have to deal with anyone you don't like.
I remember that one. Yeah, we're living with there's people out there that are buying the music and wanting of mumble rappers and wanting to look like them, and they just look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that type of a tattoo?
Do you reckon it starts slowly?
What type of a tattoo?
One tattoo, and then go back, and it takes a couple of years. Do you reckon they just walk in and they say, "Do your thing," and get tattooed everywhere at once?
I think they fell asleep at a party when they were really high on drugs.
That works too.
People just drew all over them with a Nico, and they looked at it and they thought, and in some drug-induced state, they thought, "Oh, that just looks so cool." so they went and got it tattooed. Like I know someone who had the autograph of Dave Grohl, and they actually had it turned into a tattoo. They went to it and got it done straight away because they didn't have something for Dave Grohl to tattoo, so he for to autograph. But yeah, so they had him autograph their arm, and yeah, so he went and got it turned into a tattoo straight away.
So copyright would be basically from Dave Grohl.
Yeah, but like I don't think Dave Grohl's going to really be upset about someone getting his autograph turned into a tattoo.
Yeah, so we can't make games about mumble rappers.
Yeah, there'll be like there is a game I used to play a long time ago called Def Jam, Fight for New York, and it was just basically rappers just fighting. It's just a fighting game with featuring rappers, and it's interesting. With you get the tattoo, you can get tattoos of various rappers, and the interesting how copyright hasn't been involved in that situation.
Well, it seems like it's a fairly new area of law that's only just being investigated now.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably more the fact that LeBron James was probably getting paid money, and the tattoo artist who came up with it wasn't getting paid any money for it, and they just figured, hey, that's not fair. You're already getting paid however many millions of dollars. You're not throwing any money from my way, and that's my artwork.
Yeah, there was a similar thing with
it's
The Hangover 2. Oh yeah, it's the IP, definitely. It's a similar story with the Hangover 2 when Stu got the tattoo of Mike Tyson's tattoo, and Mike Tyson's tattoo artist sued the guy who did the copy tattoo.
Okay.
And I'm not sure whether he won or not. The case.
Well, all the people with tattoos like of the Monster Drinks logo, are they going to get sued by Monster now?
Well, some of them maybe. Some of them are actually getting sponsorship. And in a situation like that, Monster's probably looking at going, hey, we're getting free advertising. That's cool. Let's go with it. I can remember the Golden Palace Casino used to pay people to get Golden Palace tattooed on them. Like there was a pregnant woman got Golden Palace tattooed across her pregnant belly. And part of the contract was that she wasn't allowed to wear anything that covered up her stomach for a period of the pregnancy.
Wow.
A boxer got sponsorship from the Golden Palace Casino because he had Golden Palace tattooed across his shoulders. And he was in a car accident where he got disfigured and he lost his sponsorship. So he went and got it re-tattooed on. And they
Yeah, the first story about the woman, she got it tattooed on her head.
Was it on her head? I thought it was on the belly. There was one that was on the belly.
Ah, okay.
There's a number of people out there that have had it done. But yeah, like for Monster, it's advertising. So I can't see them being upset that people are giving them free advertising.
Yeah, it's a very finicky matter, isn't it? In terms of
look at you using.
Oh, thank you. It's a very finicky matter. Like where does copyright stop?
Theoretically, in a year or two, but knowing Disney, copyright goes on forever. You know what? On years, they first books to come out of public domain in almost 100 years finally came out into public domain. And that was because those were books that hadn't had their copyright renewed when the laws were changed. Like 40 years ago. It's ridiculous.
Which book was it? Any idea, Professor?
There was a whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's like Cat Stevens registered the copyright for a number of songs. It's like one of them was "Oh What a Beautiful Morning" or something like that. There's a number of them, and it was just like they were hymn tunes and so forth like that. And just nobody had ever registered the copyright. So he went and registered the copyright. So he now owns the copyright to songs that he didn't write.
Yeah, there was one that he did. There was one where he accused Coldplay of copying his melody.
There were hymn tunes that he registered the copyright for that he didn't write them.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time the lady tried to sue Men at Work for using Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree in?
Yeah, and she won.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Anyway, what games have you been playing this week, Bucky?
I have been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
That was one of my Christmas presents, and yeah, I'm loving
it. So have you started playing it? How far are you in?
Not Not that far. I've only played a couple of probably about an hour or so at the moment.
Yeah, it's a very long game, and it's very distracting.
Nah, really? Red Dead Redemption game that's a long game?
When I meant long, as in you get a lot of side quests.
Yeah, well, the original Red Dead Redemption was the same.
Yeah.
It was like Skyrim's the same. Like, you got the main storyline and 1,001 side quests. People are still playing it 7 years later and discovering.
Yeah.
People are doing the same thing with Red Dead Redemption.
Although recently with Red Dead Redemption, there's been a lot of flack with the online gameplay in terms
It's a Rockstar online game, of course. It's going to be flack.
In terms of
it's not like the idiots at EA with their stuff.
Yeah, it's the whole in-game currency thing. So it will never end. But I think Rockstar's paid attention to EA and said, let's not do what EA did. Okay, let's not do what EA did.
Have they really?
Yeah, I think they have. I mean, Red Dead Redemption's been winning a couple of awards, so
Rockstar has got their own faux pas they've made with. They sued creators of different patches and stuff. What was it? The Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah, the hacker.
Well, they call them hackers, but yeah, there were guys that were producing patches that were just expanding the game as a mod.
Oh, yes, the multiplayer mode people.
Yeah.
They cease and desisted them.
Like that's a silly enough thing. Like, you got people that are creating extra content in your game. Yeah. As long as they're not giving you God mode. If you're doing God mode, put them into a separate server where they can all run around and not kill anyone.
Oh, that was weird with time.
But yeah, I know one game I'm not going to be playing, especially if I go to China. PUBG.
Well, that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 is basically trying to introduce their version of PUBG.
Yeah, they did the same thing with GTA.
Buck is getting
I think there's still room in the Battle Royale genre. I don't think it's as a PUBG clone or Fortnite clone, though.
I like there's people doing airsoft games where it's taking off PUBG.
Yeah.
There's also people I'd like to throw out of a plane. Sans a parachute, obviously, but
oh, that would be funny.
Actually, I've just found a new format for the elections for all the countries of the world.
Oh my god.
We get all the politicians and we have them all on board like a giant Galaxy Starlifter, and they have to pick a bag, and they don't know whether it's a parachute or not.
Oh my god.
Kind of like
and we can sell that as reality TV.
Well, that's actually the opening of the original Battle Royale movie.
The Japanese one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's like, actually, grab a backpack and go outside, and if you got a
weapon,
throwing pan, you're screwed. If you got the AK, you're fine.
Yeah, but just think about it. Like, you got the politicians jumping out the back of the plane, not knowing whether it's a parachute or just a backpack.
Imagine the commentary, though.
Oh man!
Can you imagine again? Like, if we did this reality TV, the gambling. Like, Malcolm Turnbull's walking up to the back of the plane. 1,001. He's got a backpack. He jumps out. It's a backpack. You just hear the entire country erupt. And
here's Julia Gillard sneaking up behind Kevin Rudd.
She's not going to stab him in the back. She's just going to cut the shoulder strap.
I can imagine, like, maybe some commentators from WWE would go like, "What a monstrous move that Tony Abbott has made to Julia Gillard! Oh, the humanity!"
And hey, the American elections would actually be fun to watch for a change. Donald Trump jumps out of the plane, and no, it's not a frying. It's not even a backpack. It's actually a frying pan.
Can you imagine, like, and there is Elizabeth Warren jumping out of the plane, and she's going.
But it would actually, the other good thing is it would actually reduce the age of politicians as well.
No, I reckon Bernie Sanders would do all right. Have you seen the guy run?
Yeah, but most of the others...
That guy can move.
But most of the others wouldn't survive because they're too used to just sitting there and just wasting daylight and stealing gravity.
Donald Trump's 2 Big Mac and a fillet of fish diet will give him a slight disadvantage.
Yeah, you see, if Donald Trump did actually get a parachute, he'd touch down, take off the helmet, and have to get the wig put back on.
No, it's not a wig. It's a hair transplant.
Whatever.
You can see in the video where he's climbing up the stairs to Air Force One, and it flips up.
Okay. He still looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Yep.
There's gonna be so many memes of that hair. If Trump wins again,
There already are.
His hair's already like it's been voted. It needs to have its own TV show. Like someone on Saturday Night Live did a sketch using a wig. And it was just
Alec Baldwin.
Fake news. Yeah, Alec Baldwin does a lot of Trump stuff, but there was someone where they had a wig and it was just a wig on its own, and the wig's going fake news. And it was the brains behind Donald Trump.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like, see, I suggest the idea, and everyone's just going, yeah, I'd love to see a politician thrown out of the back of the plane without a parachute. The ratings would be high.
Now, before we get put on any more watch lists, I've been watching Bandersnatch.
Oh,
which I've also been playing.
Okay.
It's Netflix's new interactive fiction. It's a Black Mirror movie about a young unemployed game developer who has this killer game idea and is pitching it to a publisher. And I don't want to spoil it, but while we've been talking, I've come up with something just based entirely on a throwaway music clip. And I just want to go back and rewatch it now so I can test that out and see what happens.
So basically you found a way to break the game.
No. Yes. Actually, I have.
Oh my god. You have broken the game.
Intentionally. It gets a bit meta.
So let's just hope, Professor, it doesn't become a horror movie where you get sucked into the game and you get trapped in the game.
No. I'm not going to comment on that though, because something similar happens.
There are some games where you'd love to be dragged into the game. If I could go to the world of Skyrim, I'd be quite happy.
But how long have you been playing it for now, Professor?
A couple of hours, and I found I think 2 of the endings, and there's a whole bunch of like misstep endings where it immediately tells you, yeah, you screwed up, go back, because like there's endings where it'll come up with the credits, and then there's ones where you screw up and it basically tells you, like, it comes up specifically, go back and make this choice again.
So it's kind of like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's actually the killer game the kid's making. It's a choose your own adventure game.
Okay.
Based on a book, and there's a subplot about the author of the book.
Those were awesome.
Yeah. I saw in the discussion for Bandersnatch, though, there's one of those books where the good ending was actually impossible to reach unless you just pick the right page. Like, just open up the book and look at page 100.
Yeah.
There's no path to it, and it even acknowledges that on the page. I recommend checking it out. It's only a couple of hours long to get sort of your main playthrough done. You can go back. There's 5.5 hours of footage, and since you don't repeat the whole movie, that means there's so many different paths you can take. I really recommend checking it out if you have Netflix. Although it doesn't work in the official Netflix app on Windows 10. No idea why. It works in the browsers, but not the app.
Maybe one of the programs was upset because someone was...
Or maybe someone broke the game and Netflix has found out about it.
No, it's just that they aren't being bothered to update the Netflix app. Anyway, what have you been playing, DJ?
I've been playing Injustice 2 because just to hype myself up for Mortal Kombat 11 to come out soon, and it's been fun. It's been fun playing that game after a long time not playing the game. The storyline is just basically a sequel to Injustice 1 where Superman takes over the Earth and becomes an evil dictator in one universe, and it's the main universe decides to come into the corrupted universe and stop Superman, basically. So Injustice 2 is basically the corrupted universe is trying to rebuild and heal after that Superman's idea. But Brainiac suddenly appears and he wants to take over the world. So, not take over the world. Tries to find Superman and he will also take over the world. So it's a very interesting story. I recommend playing it actually. The downside to that game though is the whole microtransactions. It's very frustrating. Yeah. But I as I said, it's NetherRealm Studios. They do great fighting games nowadays, and yeah, I'm hyping myself up on Mortal Kombat 11 by playing Injustice 2. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the shoutouts. Our first one is in memory of Don Lusk, who passed away on December 30th. He animated for Pinocchio, Fantasia, and Charlie Brown, amongst a bunch of others. He died at the age of 105.
Wow, that's long.
And on the 1st of January 1992, we have the anniversary of Grace Hopper's death. Grace Hopper was an early computer operator. She wrote the first compiler for a universal computer language, and she found the bug in the relays that is still in the logbook to this day that is believed to be where debugging became a popular phrase. And also on the 1st of January, but in 1994, Cesar Romero passed away. He was an actor who played the Joker in the 1960s Batman.
Good show.
While we're doing the shout outs to people passing away, what was it, Mean Gene?
Yeah, so wrestling fans would remember this name, Mean Gene Okerlund. One great announcer. Mean Gene Okerlund passed away on January 2nd, 2019. He was an American professional wrestler, interviewer, announcer, and wrestler. He was famous for his work in the WWF and WCW. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame 2006 by Hulk Hogan. So yeah, that was terrible to see him pass away. I used to like watching him in the old WWF videos.
Did you actually watch it?
Oh yeah, back in the old.
Did you watch him pass away?
No, I didn't watch him pass away. I watched his old videos.
You just said it was a shame to watch him pass away.
No, yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame.
It's a shame to see him that he's gone.
Yeah. My God. Well, yeah. It's sad to see him go. Great guy. Yeah.
So for famous birthdays, on the 1st of January 1895, we have J. Edgar Hoover, former head of the FBI and president of the United States. He has a dam named after him, and
I have to stop you right there.
No, you don't.
No.
No stopping me. Not many people know that there's actually a Hoover house in Australia at a mine site where he lived for a while. Now I'm going to unmute the DJ and he can go on with whatever crap he was talking about.
The Hoover Dam's not named after J. Edgar Hoover.
Really?
It's named after President Herbert Hoover.
Ah, shit. Oh, go commit seppuku.
Wow.
Hey, I'm not a bloody American. Why would I know about American presidents?
You always keep saying that. About Hoover. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, I talked to you about this the other day when we were planning. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I just wanted to savor this moment.
You bastard.
Now, we apologise for the fake news to our listeners.
No fake news. I'm telling the truth. You're both kicked. Right. Next topic. The 1st of January 1912. Kim Philby, the British intelligence spy who was a double agent and then defected to the Soviet Union in 1963. He was a member of the spy ring known as the Cambridge Five and was born in Punjab.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 2nd of January 1920, Isaac Asimov, the Russian scientist and sci-fi writer, famous for I, Robot, the books, not the mediocre movie, and Foundation.
And the Asimov Law.
Yeah, the Asimov's Laws, all out of Asimov's robot books. He was born in Petrovichi in Russia. Do you reckon the robots in Asimov would have been vodka powered then?
I don't know whether they were, but he was.
That would be one heck of a fuel source.
Hey, what did I tell you? Get out. And events of interest. On the 1st of January again, because that's when everything happens, the 1st of January this year was Blade Runner Day.
Yep.
Which is the date the movie was set, I believe.
It actually comes up on the screen as part of part of the movie there. It comes up 1st of January 2019, Los Angeles.
Yes.
And I have to say, Los Angeles, I'm very disappointed. You don't look like the movie. Get your act together, slackers.
Yeah, where's my dang space car? Where's my space car?
Where's the giant pyramid for the penguin? And all the Japanese
Noodle shops.
advertising. And noodle shops.
And robot girlfriends.
For the DJ.
That'd be fun. Fun times.
Yeah. Oh, I've just noticed in this article we've got here that the genetic designer for the Tyrell Corporation was Hannibal Chew. I wonder if Hannibal Chow in Pacific Rim is a reference to that.
Probably. Because who wrote Blade Runner?
It was written by Philip K. Dick.
And who wrote Pacific Rim?
I don't know, but it was directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Well, Guillermo's enough of a nerd that he probably would have had something in.
Yeah.
He always puts in little Easter.
Actually, the Hannibal Chow name, it's actually it's an alias. He took the Hannibal from the famous Carthaginian.
Yeah, that's the in-character explanation. But did they pick that for him because they were fans of Blade Runner?
Probably.
Yeah.
I highly recommend the book, though, if you haven't read it.
Guillermo del Toro is enough of a mad genius. When you look at some of his stuff, he's got that creepiness that fits in well with Blade Runner.
Yeah. So the next event on the 2nd of January 1906, for which we are extremely thankful, Willis Carrier got his US patent 808,897 for the world's first air conditioner. It's actually a reverse cycle. It was a spray type, which would use water.
I was going to say, it was more of a dehumidifier air conditioner.
Yeah, well, it says here it could humidify as well.
Yeah.
So, actually, yeah, I saw the heating water and confused myself.
That's right.
It wouldn't do too much heating, really, then. And on the 5th of January, 1797, top hats disturb the peace in the Fred Astaire wore them, I wear them. It was haberdasher John Hetherington who created the top hat, and says here in the article he was given a fine of £50 for wearing a hat calculated to frighten timid people.
Yep, I love the quote there from the arresting officer. Can you see that there?
Yeah, the sight of this construction was so overstated that various women fainted, children began to cry, and dogs started to bark. John broke his arm among all the jostling. If that was enough to scare people into a frenzy then, why do we not all kill each other when mumble rappers come out?
We're being desensitized.
No, don't worry, guys. We already see that. We already see that when One Direction comes into play.
Well,
when we see the women fainting and the children start crying and the dogs start barking and people start breaking their arms. We already see that.
We also see that when you walk down the street, but tell everyone.
What do you mean don't like to walk around? I don't walk around the street. I'm a sheltered life. I'm a robot, remember? And plus, if they see me walking down the street, the government will be chasing after me.
No, they just watch you. And that's the NSA and CIA.
They sent me a message asking you to uncover your webcam. Anyway, that's all the topics for tonight. I will not see you next week because I'll probably be dead.
So if there's anyone who wants to join us as a guest host for next week, send us an email.
Position open. You just have to be able to give the DJ a good whack to knock him back into line sometimes.
Or just for fun.
Anyway, that's all for now.
You can find us on Twitter at @Amalgamated. Email us at nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com. Find us on That's Not Canon Productions. You can also find merch there. Shout out to the General Queries guys for last week. Thank you for guest hosting with us.
We're also on Spotify.
Yep.
We're on Apple iTunes still, or?
Yeah, we're still there. We're still on iTunes. We're still on Stitcher and most of the audio platforms.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. See you guys.
Hooroo.
Remember me.